Welcome back to SQL Made Simple. Today is day 11 and we are diving into group by. If you've ever wondered how to summarize your sales or orders by product, customer, or date, this is the lesson for you. Group by let us group rows and calculate summaries for each group. So what it does, it groups rows that share the same value in one or more columns, allows aggregate functions sum, average, count, min, and max to operate per group instead of the entire table. And what's the rationale behind that? It summarizes large data sets into meaningful categories and helps answer questions like what is the total sales per region? How many orders does each customer have? And what's the average sales per product? Think of it as putting data into buckets, then calculating totals, averages, or count for each bucket. So that's what group by is used for. So let's look at the table on the screen. So we've got our first table with the order ID, customer name, region, and sales amount. And what you're going to do here, if you run the group by region, it will pick Ashanti, pick another Ashanti. So 200 plus 150, you get 350. To pick Accra, okay, we've got Accra 300, Accra 100, that's 400. Then we pick Volta, Volta we have 200, we have 400, making 600. So when you use the group by, this is the result you should expect. So in order not to waste time, let's get into practice. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is to take a look at our data set. So select star from orders. I will execute. Good. And our first task is to look at the total quantity per product. So I'm looking at the quantity field and the product field. So I'm going to do my from, and we know it's what? Orders table. And we are selecting, select. So what are we selecting? First and foremost is the product field. Then we will need to look at the sum of the quantity. So the aggregate function we did earlier on. So sum quantity as total quantity from orders. So what do? We're going to group by the field that's before the aggregate function. So anything outside of any of the aggregate function should fall under the group by. So I'll type product. I'll end the code. Now let's see what's going to happen. Run. Now I have Bluetooth speaker, total quantity is 8, laptop is 3, smartphone is 5, tablet is 3, and we've got, and now an empty cell with 2 total quantities ordered. So that's essentially how you use the group by. Let's look at the number of orders per customer. So we're still going to use that same theory. I'll paste it and let's look at it, execute. So you're looking at the order ID, okay? Then you're looking at the customer, number of orders per customer. So we need to select the customer name, then we're going to sum. This time we're not summing, we need to count order ID, order ID as number of orders. Orders. From orders, we group by the customer name, which falls outside the aggregate function. Yes, that's it. So I need to get 1114 each customer. Yeah, that's it. So this is how we use group by. So group by customer name counts the number of orders per customer, giving us insight on customer activity. Well done. Well done. And I'll need you to keep practicing on that. So let's look at our workplace tip. So in the workplace, we use group by to create reports like total sales per region, average order value per product, employee count per department, and it's essential for turning raw data into actionable insight. And I want you to try these exercises with a sales DB aggregates database. So I want you to show total quantity per product. So that's your first challenge. The second challenge is for you to show average price per unit per product. And the third, but not the least, is the count, the number of orders per product. That's it for day 11. Next up, we will learn how to filter grouped result using having. Keep practicing and remember, SQL Made Simple is all about turning data into insight. Blessings.